Genius of rock and roll. Mad genius of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me this morning. My co-hosts are here with me. Darante and Rion. They're both hiding in the back, being quiet as a mouse mostly so far. Anyway, I hope you had a great week. I hope you've sinned safely. I hope you've had a lot of fun, and I hope you're ready for the weekend. Today is Thor's Day, the day of Thor, and we will be basing all our thoughts and prayers towards Thor today for some reason. I don't know. I just said it. Anyway, it's going to be a fun show. We've got some things coming up. Theocracy Watch, that sort of thing. My poll. It's already going this morning. It's growing very fast, my poll. It's going to be a fun show. Check it out.
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you are possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheism.
Go. And here we are. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. 'Tis I, the amazing Super Chris. I got an ingrown hair like months ago. It's blowing up on me. I'm going to die. I think I'm going to bleed out and it's going to start squirting or something. That's what that is.
Ouchie.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I know, right? Well, we were talking, Darante was talking about how there's this thing you get where the hair grows back into yourself and it's all matte. You know, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And I got lucky. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about that. We just are. There's the peeps. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everybody.
Yay.
There is Darante and Rion. We'll start with ladies first. Darante, how's it going today?
Ladies first.
It's going pretty good. It's been a productive week. I got bit by something yesterday, so now my hand is swollen, so that's fun.
Wow.
I hope it's a bug, not a human or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. If you start climbing the walls and we know what happened.
Hey, if you can come back in 3 days now, that's something else.
Right. Yes.
Wow, that's yeah. Good morning, Rion. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. A little tired this morning.
Are you groggy?
I feel groggy. Yes, I feel
Were
groggy.
you up late atheisting and sinning and blaspheming and stuff like that?
You know how we do.
Yeah. I know.
Sometimes the spirit hits us. We can't help it. It moves us.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Gotta
Good
go.
morning, everyone in the chat. Why? Because Weed Bro is here. OB Atheist is here. Is Vic is here. Good morning, Vic Lit. Working today, so I'll be listening mostly, but I'll leave some promos for the server and the channel before I leave. Awesome. Thank you for that. And I'm going to try this Shishir Bagat. I hope I said that right. Yes, God is dead. Friedrich Nietzsche killed God. It was kind of at the end of a wrestling match. I saw it. Nietzsche did a power dive on him. Boom. And the old man's beard got stuck. And you could even hear the neck crack from the side of the ring.
Damn.
It was
Power
unfortunate.
slam.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I know, right? Tim Bigler, Pseudo History, Henry Mars. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you're having a great week. So, to Christianity's worship. That's the topic of the day. Trina is here. Good morning, Trina. Ingrown hairs hurt. Ah, yes. It did. You know, it started just after the show started. Whenever I started back in August. I had it for a while. And we're like, and then it was always there. It just kind of went up. The evil one, let me tell you, the evil one is a trained medical professional. She came at me with like a sword and tried to get after it and nothing. And we're actually probably thinking about going back in this weekend and seeing if we can bless it, pray over it, Jedi mind trick, that sort of thing. pull it out of
Jedi.
the force. Use the force, whatever's going on there.
I would say if you can get it out, just leave it out and let the skin heal and let the hair there so the follicle can heal, and then you can shave it, cut it, if that's a possibility.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. There'll probably be lots of screaming and crying.
Ooh, yeah.
You know how I am.
I imagine.
I'm a big baby. So, Henry, what is going on with Neil deGrasse Tyson? Has he gone MAGA? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Don't say that. Don't do that to me.
Please don't tell me that.
Don't do it to me.
Doubt that. It's not April 1st. It's May 1st.
My heart can't take that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he is, I hope it cost him a lot. I hope they charged the shit. I hope he charged the shit out of him to convert. I'm just saying.
Right?
Somebody's taking them out of context or something.
Yeah. Or yeah. Michael Wolf, good morning, good afternoon, and happy May 1st, dear fellow heathens across the pond. Good morning. We are the colonial colonists, renegade colonists. Is that what? Yes, Americans. Captive Desk is here. Good morning, Dave. Thank you for joining us.
Captive Desk.
Captive Desk, if you say.
There you go. I watched part of. I got kind of in and out of on the Veterans March.
The rally yesterday.
The rally yesterday.
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday.
It was unless there was something because like I said, I just in and out, and then later on last evening, I just kind of popped it open and tried to catch a little bit of it as things were going about. But I was like, man, that was a terribly small rally.
Was it? I wasn't watching. I was listening.
Yeah, there was we on this panel rival the size of their rally most of the time. No, it was very small. I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more. I was like the National Mall just covered with vets and stuff, and it was a tiny, very tiny.
Maybe it was the day of the week.
Could have been.
Sometimes it's difficult for people.
Could have been. I'm not sure. I don't know. So really could happen, I guess. I was really rooting for more. Of course, I mean, heck, we shielded here on the show, a tiny little show from atheists in the middle of nowhere.
I know.
Shield it, and I was thinking, surely other people, bigger people, shield it. Damn. Yeah. Vic Litt says Friday open mic night in the damn Discord at 9 p.m. Central. All are welcome to the stage. Join us tomorrow for the community fun and discussions. Games will be played. Therapists will be standing by. Veterans work too. That's true. John the Heretic. And it's a complicated situation. I don't know if it was, I'm thinking just in the local community alone, around that area. And see, maybe that's something I'm missing. There's just one part of the angle of the stage I was seeing, one angle, and maybe there was a lot of people there, or maybe it was broadcast there's a lot of it I missed. I'm just saying, man, I was just hoping for more. And I don't blame. It's hard to blame the ones that didn't show. It's better, I think, to just appreciate those who did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We did our part in shilling here, you know. Yeah. And I don't really, again, I just don't know enough about it. What is it? Was it like Wednesday in the middle of the day? That would have been a hard pull for most people, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fair. So anyway, Dave's here, man. There is
Dave.
Here.
Several Daves, in fact.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. John the Heretic. Good morning, John the Heretic. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm not trying to bash anybody. I guess I shouldn't say I was disappointed. Let me say I was disheartened.
Yep, that works.
Probably should be a better way to say it. Yeah. Anyway, man, I woke up today and I went to do the thing at the place and work on stuff, and I found out for some reason my DaVinci Resolve is going, man, where's your key? And I'm like, key? Why do I need a key? I've had software for years. So now I've been going and trying to find my software key. I spent a better part of this morning going back in the emails, and I can't find it. So I'm going to hit them up. Say, hey, man, where's my, because you know how that is. I got a studio key, man, lifetime key. Unless I died and don't know about it. And how would they know? They'd be like, you expired in your sleep last night. We've canceled your key. Hope you feel better.
Damn, that sucks.
That does suck.
Get it resolved.
Me too. Me too. Well, I've been working on my computer, my computational device, and getting everything more gooder and most goodest. And I'm fixing to actually go and wipe the C drive and do all kinds of stuff like that, reinstall the operating system now that the Pope is dead. And I was already planning to do that. So I knew I was going to need my key or some way to reinstall it. I just didn't expect it to happen without consent. Consent is a thing, man. I had no consent on this. Good morning. What's a software key? Do I have one? Right. Oh, shit. I thought it was linked to my email address. But when I try to sign in with my email address, it says, you don't have a key associated with this. So you bastard. Anyway, enough of that business. So, Darante.
You.
How's things going on in your world? You've stopped doing I only asked because I saw a very big post on Facebook, the Book of Faces, where you made an announcement that, man, you're doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Making the rest of us look bad.
Oh man. We're building out while I'm on my live show and Discord sabbatical, I'm building out some courses for people who want to get involved with different aspects of the movement. So for Bridge City Global, we've built out a membership course. It's fully done, fully live on our site now. We have over 20 students enrolled right now because it's free, of course, because it's just membership. Wow. And so that gives people a way to actually learn about the vision. So many people come and say, man, I want to help. I want to help. I want to help. But I'm like, I don't know if you know enough about what I'm doing to help. So go through this course and actually figure out what we're trying to do first, because you may look at it and be like, oh no, I don't think I want to help that. Or you may look at it and be like, oh, this is exactly what I want to do, Right. And so we have that course for them. I'm also creating a course for people who want to be licensed in ministry from a secular perspective. So that's the one I'm working out now. That's a much longer course. That'll be 8 modules. And I'm working on a course for people who want to work close with me, because there are a lot of people say, no, I want to work with you. And I'm like, but I work. I don't know if you actually look, but I work. Right. So working with me isn't talking all day. Working with me isn't therapy. Working with me is getting shit done. And so you're going to have to be able to do that. You're going to have to be able to keep up with that pace. So I'm actually creating a course for people who want to work close with me, to show them what that work actually looks like to be able to help. Because right now I'm wearing 5 different hats. So anytime I have to slow down to do anything with somebody else that's not work related, it's slowing down the work because there's nobody else there to pick up that hat.
Right. You should charge for that one a lot. Like if you want to work with Darante, you want to slow me down from what I'm doing that's bringing in the coin, it's going to cost you some coin.
Yes.
Just makes sense,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Feel free to drop some links for anybody who, wants to look into that. If you got the urge.
Absolutely.
Just drop it down there. Now, I've been really tinkering with the idea of becoming a full-fledged junior Birdman atheist pastor. And I don't really know where else to make that happen. Mm-hmm. Except for, maybe with you. There's probably somebody else out there that I could do that with. I'm already a Unitarian guy, right?
Come to me.
That's right. Come to the light. But I just want to know, what kind of collar do I get to wear? Can I make it up? Who's the first? Do you already have one? Maybe I could be the first. I could be the Grand Poobah. Ooh, I could be the Pope of atheism. Oh my God. Oh no. Ollie's up right there. I would use that very quickly. Ollie is clearly the Pope of atheism.
Oh man.
Good morning, Jeanette. Thank you for joining us.
Jeanette.
And Brent is here. The Supreme Court is an unelected body that serves for life. It's too undemocratic for me. I have to say, the Supreme Court, last I heard, they're fixing to make the official first state-sponsored religious school. The Supreme Court may be okaying that soon.
Oh, I did see that. The religious charter schools.
We'll see how that goes. not excited about that. But
Yeah.
there's so many things right now to be not excited about.
I know which thing should I be more excited about,
Yes.
not being excited about.
Yeah. Or, if you glass half empty kind of, there's so many things to be pissed off about that I don't have time to stop and be pissed off about that. What? Oh, there's something else. I can't be pissed off about that today. I've got to be pissed off about. Yes. It just depends on how you see it. I'm more of a glass half empty kind of pissed off guy nowadays. Good morning, Wes. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Wes.
Wes is here. That's what you get for doom scrolling.
Doom scroller.
Yes. LB, Ryan, super
Yeah,
Chris,
it's a bad habit.
Yes, for being here. Student loans in default will now result in losing your Social Security, and they will start docking pay. It's amazing how many ways they can find to punish the poor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yet, if you're a bank, you get a bailout. If you're a car manufacturer,
Bailout.
you get a bailout. Bailout.
mm-hmm.
The
Bailout.
rich need bailout.
You get a bailout.
That's right.
You
That's
get a
right.
bailout. Look under your seat.
I know. I just happen to say the billionaires are starting to look more and more tasty.
Right?
And I'm thinking if we
Like,
just
we don't
wanted
get
to-
bailouts, we get bills.
That's right. There you go. If we just one or two billionaires, I think the rest would fall in line, don't you? And we could do that live on TV. It'd be like Elon and Jeff Bezos strung up
Did I
like a
see
pig
that
on a
Black
stick
Mirror
with an apple in their
episode?
mouth. Sorry, what's that?
Wasn't that season 1, episode 1 of Black Mirror?
Not that
Wasn't that
kind
the
of-
episode of season 1 episode?
I don't remember exactly, but
Oh, it was traumatizing.
Oh man! Simply Secular Dave says off to plug in for work. Have a great stream. Thank you, Simply Secular Dave. John the Heretic says it's called flooding the zone. I know it's like an active, literal version of gish galloping. They just hit you with so many things that you can't, for those who know what we're talking about. There you go. But if you're drunk, you get a pass on everything. I know they can find ways. It's just staggering the ways, they go hunting down people who cheated on food stamps, and ignore the fact that all these rich people cheat on all these things. Of course, fortunately for them, Donald Trump has gone in and gutted the IRS, specifically the part that deals with the ultra rich. And so,
thank goodness.
I mean, if you were going to screw the IRS, now's the time. Did I say that out loud?
Now is the time.
Is that
What I would say is
coincidence?
maybe allegedly don't just don't pay taxes.
Well,
Right.
there you go. Why should you?
There
If
are
Donald Trump
ways.
doesn't,
There are ways.
if the president no happy to, if the court orders you to do something or pay something, you don't have to. Why should you have to if Donald Trump doesn't have to?
I mean, come on. I'm just following.
Where did
here.
Where did the rule of law go whenever the rule of law people got into power? The rule of law went out the
Right.
window really quickly.
Sure did.
For those,
Window.
yes. When the people have nothing left to eat, they will eat the rich. They starting to get hungry.
Tasty.
Orcas are pretty rad, scary, but rad. We don't have enough land orcas to take care of the rich, though. I'm not sure what's going on in that conversation. Maybe I got sidetracked. Brent A, very hungry.
I want it now.
The ocean ate
are
the
hungry.
rich. The orcas ate the rich.
Yes, orcas are going after some yachts,
yeah.
man.
And then the ocean swallowed up the
Yachts.
Ocean's Gate, whatever that.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
situation.
I could never. Oh my God! Just thinking
God.
about it makes me so paranoid. You're crazy.
Yeah, right.
I know it, right?
mean,
Going down.
There was a
the hallway.
movie that had a scene like that in it, right? I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was a movie. It was by that really big director, but they took a submersible down and it exploded in the movie.
Oh, is that
Imploded in the movie.
I remember seeing one. It was
like maybe 20, 30 years old, that movie.
Michael Bain.
Yes.
Yes, and I think I know the one you're talking about.
I think
and
so.
I loved it. Damn it.
Is it Deep Star Six?
That's
It's close.
Deep is in there. I think Deep is
Abyss?
The Abyss.
Man.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's the Abyss.
Yeah.
It's the Abyss. That's
Michael
it.
Bain is gonna. Michael Bain is gonna set off the bomb, and he gets stuck in a little thing, and it drops him off the.
I swear.
And he sees the crack. Yeah, way to go! Way to go!
Yes.
I remember that. That was like thing. I'm glad the movie was at least good.
Oh man.
Jill said hi.
Right. That's what I thought of as soon as it happened. I was like, wait a minute, I saw this in a movie. Oh, I know how this ends.
Yeah, not good. Not good. They should have taken note.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, that's a whole big mess right from the beginning.
And it's a shame that dude took his son down there, man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
Oy.
There's a lot of
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I got words that are in my brain there's a filter. See the filter work?
It's working.
Yeah,
Being human is risky, man.
it does, yeah, being a stupid human is even riskier. It reminds me of Destination Fucked by Aussie Man. You know that Australian guy? Have you ever seen those little clips? He's got an Australian accent. No. He shows these clips. Destination F, he calls it now, And it's, this guy's walking along. Where's this guy going? He's going to Destination F, and he steps out in front of a bus or some business like that. How do you guys know who Destination? You should look that up. It's good. Deep Blue Waters, Jeanette.
And Obi, it was. I think it was a Cameron project. I think it was a James Cameron project.
Yeah. Ed Harris was in that one as well, right? Yeah, and Elizabeth Marianne.
Ed was.
Yes. He won't even talk about that show now. He refuses to discuss it. It was such a horrific.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that would be.
Didn't he almost die? Like, I think he almost drowned or something, right?
He did, yeah. Yeah.
He was not happy.
Why'd they have to actually go down in a submersible? Like, what was, like...
Directors are crazy, man.
Yeah, well, part of the movie has them swimming from one like bay in the thing to another bay in the thing. They have to do stuff like that, so they have to get. It's not actually in the submersible where he almost drowned, I think. Yeah, but that wasn't even the whole thing. It was just a really rough work environment,
Yeah,
you just don't get paid enough for that.
Traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Abyss and Deep Blue. I don't remember Deep Blue. I do remember Deep Star 6 is one of those.
I mean, the ocean. The shark one? Is that what Deep Blue Waters was?
Was the shark one?
Oh, that's Deep Blue Sea. That's the one where Samuel L. Jackson gets
That's what I was thinking of. Was he?
Yes. Favorite scene in the movie.
Or somebody was a...
Really?
Yep, LL Cool J was the chef. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And he made it to the end of the movie, and black people stood up in the theaters and clapped and said, "Yes, one made it. One made it."
Wow.
Ladies love Uncle James,
Man, yes.
This dude named Montauk exploded the title topic in a book he wrote called Gnosis, in which Yahweh is an extraterrestrial. There you go, or demon that uses massive etheric energy to warp reality. That's an interesting. Yeah, okay, I dig it. Putting down. I'm receiving what you're broadcasting. Good morning, Sean. Thank you for joining us. That's interesting. It sounds like ancient science fiction,
right?
Right.
The Mind Stone. Yeah,
let's
Mind Stone.
Austin Sims, it was awesome. Thanks. The campaign. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, y'all are talking about some D&D stuff, I think, or something. Good morning, Sumami.
Oh,
I hope you're okay. Supporters don't care. That's probably true. That Sumami says that, and this is a great point. I don't think Sumami says they just care that brown people get deported. I don't think that Donald Trump's followers, if they're in any way financially secure themselves to where this isn't affecting them, don't care. They don't care. As long as he's hurting brown people and people they don't like, and liberals and trans people and libtards and all that business, as long as he's doing their punishing for them, I don't think they really care what he does to the economy.
Agreed.
Yes. Are atheists against idolatry? If not, why?
What the heck? I am, and I really think Christians should reconsider all of their idolatry and hanging up the cross and worshiping another god other than Yahweh. I really think you should just chill out on that, guys. Come on now. You know better.
And actually, even worshiping Yahweh would be technically idolatry. Worshiping anything is idolatry.
Ooh.
Your idol is just your favorite one. So you get to kind of say that no. But no, if you are a worshiper, you are an idolater.
You went there.
Man, damn it. I can see worshiper of life now. No.
I told Christians that it's subjective and they get really mad about that. What do you mean idolatry is subjective?
What do you mean?
Well, what is idolatry to them might be,
Right. One man's idolatry might be another man's dildo.
Might be another man's Star Trek.
Right.
Yep.
Right? Might be another man's Star Wars. Might be another man's Chevy trucks. Might be another man's, if you're going to start slinging around that
Some
word
people worship
idolatry. Feet. That's I don't have a problem with that. Don't talk like that, Darante.
Don't cut his leg.
I got sexy man feet. I'm just saying.
Are your toes hairy?
They're like, how did that get on your feet? I'm like, I don't know. I just. That's funny.
Oh, man.
Daily Atheist Morning Show, Exactly Theists will try to say, if you like something enough, you are now worshiping it. Right. So the Minnesota Vikings, I'm an idolater when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota.
Especially when you have
I
something where you
worship the
just
hell out of my dick. Like, man.
See, there you go. Yeah. So idol worship. Going to hell. You're going to hell.
Chris was like,
that's like a multi-layered sin. Not only do you worship it, you also touch it. Probably. I'm just assuming.
Like, who needs Jesus when you got junk that you love? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, hey.
That's why they don't want you touching yourself, because you will come to love you.
That's right.
And you'll
you
come to love yourself.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just
You will come to love yourself and love to come.
right?
Here you go.
That's a 69 kind of sentiment, if you know what I'm saying, the switcheroo there.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, if if that offends anybody out there, that's okay. You're probably not meant to be watching this show anyway.
Come.
You're going to get in trouble when your parents see that you're watching this
I'm
show.
just gonna
Sean
put
says,
a t-shirt and I can just roll around.
right.
And just read it as I roll. I'm sorry.
Protestants idolize the Bible, sola scriptura, idol worship. Yeah.
Sola
I mean,
scriptura. That's right.
The Catholics worship Mary. That's just one of the things you can say.
Catholics
they
have
worship
so many people they marry. Yes.
They do. There's a lot of idol worship.
They
going
worship
on.
altar boys, apparently.
Oh,
Apparently, they do. They can't get enough. Willow Dog, the guy across the street in El Salvatoran. When I was in the hospital last year, my white neighbors complained to City Hall about my lawn. This guy came over and cut the lawn for free.
Aww.
Thank you for that, Willow Dog. Awesome people are awesome
sweet.
people. There's awesome people everywhere.
Yeah.
regardless.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Good morning, Willow Dog. All right, I'm going to run us a quick little commercial. And then whenever we come back from that, we're going to do Theocracy Watch. All right, we'll be back in just a second.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are ConspiraWin. ConspiraWin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. ConspiraWin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirowin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirowin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirowin.
And we are back. That was a good one. You know, before we do Theocracy Watch, I want to show everybody my poll.
Show us your poll.
Yeah.
Hit that button there. Now, if you're new to the show, I do a poll. There should be a link up at the top. Feel free to go up there and click the link and go check out my poll. The question of the day for the poll is, do Christians worship a demon that calls itself God? Wow. So far, we have got 67 votes. Clearly, not enough of you people have to get to work in the morning. Absolutely. Just Read the Old Testament is leading with 51% of the votes. It's complicated, but the vibes are hellish. Is coming in third with 13% of the votes. And then no, they just worship ancient human cruelty is coming in third. So let me know your thoughts. I see you guys are doing stuff in the chat, which is fantastic. Go check out our poll. Oh, and also we have the Discord thing. Ah, there we go. Magic is, there we go. Oh, boom, 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 boop. And now, let's do some Theocracy Watch once Ryan remembers to unmute her microphone.
We're good.
Yeah. And here we go. Here we go, folks.
You're tuned in to the Atheist Morning Show on the DAM Network. And this is Theocracy Watch.
Catholics want more than your soul. They want your tax money too. Welcome back to Theocracy Watch, where we monitor the quiet erosion of church-state separation, one loophole at a time. This week, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments in a case that could reshape public education, and no, not in a good way. St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School proposed an online proposed charter school backed by Oklahoma and the Catholic Archdiocese could be the first religious charter school in the country fully funded by taxpayers, yet explicitly Catholic in mission and curriculum. If allowed to move forward, it's projected to receive up to $25.7 million in public funds over the next 5 years. That's money meant for secular education, now bankrolling state-sponsored indoctrination with a login. The school is also receiving legal support from the Religious Liberty Clinic at Notre Dame Law School, an elite institution helping argue that a religious charter school deserves public funding under the banner of equal access. And I wanted to thank OB Atheist for pointing out to me that Amy Coney Barrett has recused herself because she knows the person, I guess, arguing for the charter school from Notre Dame. So thank you for that bit of information. That might be beneficial to us, less conservatives on the court. Anyhow, the Oklahoma Supreme Court has already ruled the school unconstitutional, but Christian legal groups elevated the case to the U.S. Supreme Court, hoping for a broader win that would break down legal barriers nationwide. They're attempting to expand the reach of religious institutions using state dollars. Charter schools are public schools by definition. They're funded by the state and answerable to the public. Letting them operate as religious institutions collapses the wall between church and state, and it sets a dangerous precedent for any faith-based group with a curriculum and a court strategy, because apparently saving souls requires state funding. No, Oklahoma, this is not okay. We know that what they will teach about history will be whitewashed to obscure their role in mass atrocities and abuse scandals, current and past. Children go to school to learn science, history, arts, to expand their minds, not to shrink them. It's supposed to be a place where they're exposed to new ideas, other cultures, and different belief systems, not locked into one. A place that sparks curiosity and does not punish them for it. And certainly not one that teaches them they're broken by design. But if this ruling goes through, we won't be funding education. We'll be funding obedience. We can't let Catholicism excommunicate critical thinking. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll keep our eye on this case and let you know what happens.
Very disturbing. We briefly mentioned that earlier. Very disturbing.
Wow.
We shall see.
Not a surprise, of course.
Nope.
Yeah. Let me see here. I do have notes. First of all, surprisingly, this is the surprise. Good on Amy Coney Barrett.
I'm thankful she did the right thing.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That is the only
the right thing.
Yeah. So, but does that mean now that, okay, all right, peep this, my homies. Darante has got his own ministry starting, situation, atheist ministry, of course. And I could possibly become a pastor under that atheist ministry. And then, of course, my material on my show is educational. Even the Pharaoh's Curse, as we have discussed, teaches you about, Abram and Sarai and all that business. And therefore, could the Daily Atheist Morning Show qualify for government funding under the equal what? Equal access rule?
Yeah, I already forget what it was called.
I think it was equal access some business.
Yeah. Equal access. Right? Why not?
Durante, if you beat me to that, I get a cut because I came up with it, man. I'm just saying, I get like a dime percent or some business. I'm an idea man.
Oh, man. I love it.
So
Project 2025 it is definitely in effect. It's more than a threat. It's a plan. It's a plan that's already in action. And the 7 Mountain Mandate, whatever these other, all those systems that they've created from different groups to start chopping away at our rights and eroding them.
Absolutely enforcing their theocracy upon us. Yeah, I don't see it getting better anytime soon.
Oh, man.
You seem to froze up there for a second, Darante, but you're back now, I think.
Yeah, I thought I saw him pop down.
Oh, there he is.
No, but okay.
He's back, sort of.
Welcome back.
Back and forth. He's going back and forth. Brent A says it's about 30% implemented, Ryan. And one of the things, again, this is that, what are the ramifications of this? What's this? How long before we have Christian schools sucking money out of the federal tip by the thousands? This is just the first one. They're wanting how many millions? And once they get through the crack of this door, then all of a sudden they're all going to be hitting up and trying to get this money.
25 million for the first 5 years, like 25.7 or something like that. But yeah,
for one school.
For one school. Uno Sculo.
That's right. You didn't know I spoke Japanese, did you?
I thought it was maybe Spanish.
Good morning, great old dude. His playback is jerky. I think that's just his arm. He's jerky. Busy under there. Oceania's theocracies fail. That's why there hasn't been a stable one since ancient Egypt. You're probably right, but they can come along and they can destabilize a democracy or pseudo-democracy and destroy it and last for decades before they fold.
It's so wild. Like,
They're really good at that.
the Christians like so badly, like that was such a great point. Like they want to like point to history and like, oh, theocracy, like look when Israelites and like, bro, that never lasted. That kingdom fell, other kingdoms fell. Like it's never worked. It's impossible.
Right. Sometimes in the theocracy watch comments, I get them saying, you know, you're lucky Christianity is here. And, you know, I can say to a degree, probably, but just because it's like they're coming up and saying, listen, the neighbor down the road beats his wife every day of the week. You only get beat twice a week. You should consider lucky. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. Sorry, I'm eating chocolates. I don't know how it got here.
Chocolates.
And caramel.
Oh,
Damn.
that's kind of not fair. Just saying.
Right? You're not sharing.
These
bro.
love handles don't maintain themselves.
You're for the class.
Morning, Scott Duke. Thank you for joining us. Why? Because we, bro, maybe not stable in the same sense that they lasted thousands of years. Egypt is a crazy example. Yeah. You know the Bible says to share. Does it?
Does it?
More times, I think it tells me to go and take somebody else's shit.
Yeah. Or
If anything, I would go and take Darante's chocolate and then Ryan's chocolate, leave them both for dead. I mean, because she's known
that's
a man.
pretty biblical.
that would be biblical. Gotta follow the example we know.
That's right.
That's all we got.
Where was Jesus on stoning people? What was his opinion on that?
I think he was good to go.
I think he was pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was.
Wasn't he pro stoning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. And I only say that because that's why he was mad at the Philistines, right? He was pissed off at them because they weren't upholding the law, and the law that he was pissed off about was that they weren't stoning their own children.
The Pharisees or the
Yep.
That's it. The Pharisees.
Pharisees. Yeah.
gotta stone them.
Gotta.
Maybe
But not in the good way.
High. Maybe that's what he really did.
You know, maybe.
Guys, what are you doing? You were supposed to get him high. What is this?
You misunderstood.
How long have y'all been doing this?
Not this kind of time.
And they come back to report. And they're like, "What do you mean with rocks? What are you talking about?"
Oops.
You didn't read the handbook.
Oh man.
The handbook. It would have taken me 10 years.
Oh man.
Let's see. He always wanted to go first, says Sean Salzman. Adrian Belgrave is here. Adrian, good morning.
Adrian.
There we go.
Yo, Adrian.
Yo,
Adrian. Grill, dude. I need some chocolate. Oh yeah, I know, man. When it's there, I even have another one here, and I'm like, man, what I should do, because it's just rude to eat this shit on the show. So we're gonna shut down the show early.
I can really chocolate.
I'll be here eating the chocolate. There's more of them in there too. I saw the whole bag. I know where the whole bag is. And I'm going to regret if I eat too many of them, because the evil one will make me regret eating too many of them.
Shit, right? Is it because you didn't save her any? Or she's worried about your health?
Well, I mean, if she only even knows they're there because she purchased them.
Okay.
But otherwise, I mean, like, I've opened the bag and I've eaten all of them so far. So I could literally just go eat them all right now and then go buy more. And she'd be none the wiser unless, of course, she's watching the show.
Otherwise, yes.
Sounds like something I do.
You could be watching. It's possible. She could be there. One time, what happened? I screwed up. Right, she had these little, what do you call them? Chocolate chips. You know, like chocolate chips that you put in cookies, but they're caramel flavored chocolate chips, and they're for baking. And she had them in there, and I ate all them so much. And the only way she knew and caught on was because on the grocery list, we have a shared grocery list on the phone. I put baking chips and I took a photograph of it, of the package. It's so self-incriminating. I didn't think.
Chris.
I didn't think she would see that on there, but I should have just stopped at the word think. I didn't think. I was so busted. She's like, you ate all those. Maybe. Ice cream ninjas. That's what happens. Ice cream ninjas. That's
They
right.
sneak into your house and look for the sweets.
They do.
That's funny.
They do. When we first started dating, she would come over to my house. We'd buy these ice creams, like a pint or some business, and we'd eat like half of it while we watched a movie, and we put the rest in the refrigerator. And I didn't have no food. So whenever she wasn't there, I'd eat the rest of her ice cream, and I would tell her that it was the ice cream ninjas that had eaten her ice cream. And they still come back. They eat chocolate and other various things. Good morning, Carrie Ann Chrysler. Thank you for joining us. Vic Lit, Scott Duke, all you people are awesome. Thank you for sharing your mornings with us. Steve Stevens, I saw you there. Good morning. I know the chat's got a lot of folks going on. We're growing. The channel's growing. That's good to see. Good morning, Bomb Poppy. Look at the trees is here. Good morning. Look at the trees. And of course, Wes is here too. Awesome. Wes, nice to have you. I am going to, for a little bit of fun, for kicks and giggles, I'm going to run this little thing here, and we'll be right back. I'm going to do this thing. Hold on just a second. I'm going to give them goats. I'm just going to give them some goats.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
And we're back. There we go. So, if you're new to the channel, you just got some goats. I hope you, if you're a sinner and you need some goat-scented flesh candles to help appease the evil god monster, let us know. They're coming.
My
okay?
camera does not want to focus. I'm not human. You can't see my.
There you are. There you are.
Yay.
I was like, is she okay?
Yeah, I'm like desperately trying to get your attention.
Oceana says if you got 1,000 itinerant rabbis running around, you make up one that toes the party line for Rome. Blame the ones giving Rome. Lots of words there. I want to mention, did you notice that Donald Trump has jokingly stated that he would like to be the new pope?
No, did he? Shut up, please don't.
I don't know.
Please.
I wouldn't lie to you here in front of Darante.
What if they made him like an honorary pope or something?
Yeah, I think it was that Franklin Graham that floated that.
No, I think actually.
Was it
Well,
Franklin
maybe he
that
did.
floated that to him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just what I know is some reporter asked him who he wanted to be the next pope, and his response was me. I'd like to be the best pope. And of course,
Oh man.
Lindsey Graham couldn't hit his knees fast enough. Have you heard the post? Lindsey Graham is even like, I know it's a bold decision, but the Catholic Church should really consider it.
Be open to it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Lady Lindsay. Dude is he's a freak as well.
And I was wondering, I mean, what happens now? Trump's already suggested it. Does he start like levying tariffs against Italy? until they make him the Pope.
Maybe
That's
they just
funny,
start
but it's
offering
not
the Catholic-
beyond reason.
Maybe they just start offering the Catholic state money for their schools.
Right? That would definitely be a roadway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And since that just came up, wow. What about the timing on that? The son of bitch.
Man, who knows?
Yeah.
Just saying.
The timing that the U.S. government, the Supreme Court, is starting to give an inch on Catholic pressure to start having funding for the Catholic Church. Why would the Catholic Church need funding? But anyway, so they're going to take some of our taxes to fund their churches, and this is happening just as they're getting a new pope.
The church should be giving back for all they've done.
Right?
Yeah. And you know, how many of those dollars are going to go right from our tax dollars into the hands of lawyers fighting victims of the Catholic Church?
Yep.
I'm just saying. Larry Scar's here. Magic Poop, the Magic Pope hat, is voted on by the Wizard Council, the pizza balls this time for reasons. You know, it doesn't, I mean, it just boggles my mind that there's so much power there, but.
So much power and influence.
Good morning, Ways to Human. Because they have $1 billion fund to protect themselves against allegations of essaying children and have to pay the hush money. I know. They've got that fund. Why are they wanting our money? But they'll still take our money so they can, it's just disgusting. John the Heretic, what does Trump have on Graham? That's a great question. I don't know. There was this thing back in 2015, during the campaign for Trump's first election, where several Republican or conservative politicians traveled over to Russia and spent some time over there for several days, you know. And I think he was one of them. Several of them came back. I mean, you should go look this up. This is not just a me thing. But I think probably what happened was probably what happened to Donald Trump, if it happened to Donald Trump, where he went over there, got frisky with somebody, and they got it on a video camera and got some leverage on them. Or they offered them money, or they in some way they either got something on these conservatives, or they bought them out. One or the other. If I were a thinking person, that's what I would think.
Well, that's where you went wrong.
That's where you went wrong. Let's go.
Yeah. Thought.
Yeah. That'll soon be out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if the Catholics have their way with it, it'll be excommunicated, quite frankly.
Man.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Now, the Hill, I don't know what the Hill is. The Hill, I don't know enough about the
Hill?
The Hill says, the Hill, it's a website, a news place says, Graham jokingly asks conclave Catholics to keep an open mind about the Pope Trump. I don't think he was joking.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's not good. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the actual words of the text of the tweet here. I was excited to hear that President Trump is open to the idea of being the next pope. This would truly be a dark horse candidate. But I would ask the papal conclave and Catholic faithful to keep an open mind about this possibility. The first Pope-U.S. president combination has many upsides. Watch for white smoke. I know this is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. It's just as crazy as the idea that they're going to get in the office and they're going to rename the Gulf of fucking Mexico.
Man.
Right.
It's just as crazy as that they're going to get in there and they're going to get rid of Roe v. Wade. I mean, goodness gracious, they swore an oath that they would protect Roe v. Wade. They were asked specifically about Roe v. Wade during their confirmation hearings. And yet Roe v. Wade was taken down. So I just don't think this is as kidding as it may seem. To be honest and fair, I don't think it'll happen. Because there's just not enough time for that shit to go down. I don't think there's enough time for that shit to go down. The Catholic Church it'd be a complete and utter uproar in the Catholic Church if they just, but who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll convince them that he's the second coming or something.
Well, that's
Man,
always
Maybe.
a possibility.
I mean, they
Nancy's here. We
support
can't talk
PDF files, so I can't see them
They do.
not supporting Trump.
en masse.
They're primed for a prophecy to be fulfilled. They're always searching for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good morning, Nancy. How are you doing? I hope you slept well after all that sinning you've been doing.
Yes.
I want to real quick just check my poll one more time, and then it'll be almost time for scripture with Darante. I got another little thing. We'll do our altar boys before we do scripture with Darante. Since we're on all over the Catholic Church, like ugly on a stick today, or maybe I'll run the pup. That one's longer, and that's newer. People like that one. New people. All right, we'll do the pup after this. But our poll of the day: English is my first language. Do Christians worship a demon that calls itself God? So far, we've got 76 votes. Let me refresh that page. 76 votes. If you haven't voted, the link is up in the top of the chat. Go vote. 76 votes. Leading so far out of 76, 50% of you say absolutely just read the Old Testament. Clearly, it's an evil God monster. 13% say it's complicated, but the vibes are hellish. 29% says no, they just worship ancient human cruelty. And then we got 19 comments. Gnosticism for the win. They just pretend to worship Hellmaker in order to avoid hell. That makes sense too. But as we've learned recently, it's not just this way. It's not a narrow gate this way. It's not just that you have to be a Christian and exactly the right kind of Christian. You also have to worship the right temperature. You have to be not too hot and not too cold with your love of God. But remember, so it's pretty damn narrow.
Right.
It's like use the Force, Luke, and he shoots those, and the little things go in that really tiny hole. That's how. Tiny hole. That's the whole. Obi-Wan is the Holy Spirit telling you to use the Force to get it in the hole.
Oh, ew.
Oh man,
that just took a side turn. Good morning, cryptic peptide. Doctors are president. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to run the pup, and whenever we come back from running the pup, we will do a scripture with Darante.
Finnegan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Finnegan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Puxala the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Finnegan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Faro Sombrero line of condoms. Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, and we are back. Thank you, Obi Atheist. Obi Atheist says, by the way, I do love this show. So glad I found you all, guys and gals, and all wonderful people in between, I'm sure. It really does make my day. Thank you, everyone, at the Daily Atheist Morning Show, at Rion, Cultastic, and DaranteLaMar. Thank you, Obi Atheist. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice to hear, you know. It's fun to do, nice to hear.
Yes.
Right?
It's very gratifying. Moving the goalposts. Oh, cryptic peptide.
Check.
Man, there we go. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on in the chat, man. As it gets blown up to a certain point, I don't know. It goes by so fast, I get dizzy. My one eye is going up, you know, like that. I'm going to run the scripture with Darante. We'll be there in just a second. We're going to find out, is it holy or is it horrific?
How much would it?
What's up, folks? We are back, and we're going to be looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 7 through 9. It says, a man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God, but woman is the glory of man. For man did not come from woman, but woman from man. Neither was man created for woman, but woman for man. Let's pause right there. Paul doesn't just say men and women are different. He doesn't say equal but unique. He says man reflects the image of God, and woman, she reflects man. Man equals divine, woman equals derivative. And just in case you thought that was subtle, he spells it out. Woman was created for man, not with him, not alongside him, for him. This isn't a metaphor. It's Paul's actual theology of gender. And it gets worse. Just a few verses later, verse 13, Paul literally tells the Corinthian church to judge for yourselves whether it's proper for a woman to even speak to God uncovered, because in this worldview, women's hair is their shame unless it's managed properly for the male gaze and male hierarchy. This is not about modesty, it's about subordination. It's about who gets to reflect God directly and who only exists to support that reflection. This passage has been used for centuries to justify silencing women in churches, denying women leadership, blaming women for men's distractions, and enforcing headship in marriage, meaning men lead, women follow. And Christians will say, well, that was just the culture back then. But Paul isn't saying this is the culture. He's saying this is the created order. He roots it all in Genesis. He says this is how God made it to be. This is how God designed it. And once you embed that into the Bible, you've got generations of women being told God made you second and you were made for him, not for yourself. So here's the takeaway. If your sacred text says men were made in the image of God and women were made for men, that's not holiness, that's hierarchy. And the fact that it's canonized just proves sometimes the Bible isn't the word of God. It's just the words of men who wanted to be gods. And that'll be all for today's scripture.
Thank you very much for that. Well, Ryan, I would get your opinion on this, but you're female. So, and apparently God agrees that we should not hear your words because
God smited your voice.
But you're muted. I wasn't kidding.
Oopsie,
You're really muted.
that was God. That was God.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Yep, he did it. He did it.
I wasn't doing anything naughty while Darante was reading scripture.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll let you. I've got notes. I make notes because I have memory for shit. But I make notes. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts about? Hey, before I forget though, Darante, what was the scripture? What was that scripture? Corinthians what?
11.
This scripture is 11, 7 through 9.
How do you remember that stuff, girl? 7 through 9.
Right?
I don't know how she. All right. So let me ask, Ryan, what are your thoughts?
If it says exactly as it says, it does sound dismissive, authoritative, tyrannous. I would need to actually study the language to see if it says what it actually says, and if there's been any interpolation to.
Yeah.
But as it says, what Darante read, yeah, it sucks. It's piece of shit. It's piece of shit.
Okay. He did. Okay. So
Especially
the
like when
question
you're pulling from other scriptures and you're saying like God, man is the image of God. Right. But if you're talking about Genesis, it also says that woman is the image of God. So it's like you're cherry picking like parts of this scripture. Like,
Yep.
Right. But I mean,
it's almost like Paul is going from Genesis 2 instead of Genesis 1.
Oh.
It almost seems like Genesis 1 doesn't even exist to Paul.
That's an interesting thought, Darante.
And maybe you don't. Interesting thought. Look at the tree says if men reflect God's image and women reflect men's, doesn't that mean women reflect God? Yeah.
I remember having that thought when I was reading it when I was younger. Well, like I remember thinking like the very first time I read 1 Corinthians 11 is like, what does hair have to do with any of this? That was like the most confusing part to me at all. Like there's this all-powerful God, but the woman has to have her hair covered in order to speak to God. And the man, he has to make sure his head is not covered. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, did I miss something? Is there a reason for this? Stuff like that used to drive my neurospicy crazy because I'm like, I feel like I've missed something in this story. So what happened to where we got to make sure we don't have a hat on when we're talking? What did hats do to God? And why are they okay when they're on woman's head? Like, I'm so confused here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes back and forth, like from praising women and then to, that's why I just can't, something doesn't feel right to me. Something
add
in my
up.
soul, right. Something in my soul is telling me that
he's also the one that says there's no male or female anymore. And so it's very weird that this is the same guy who says there's no male nor female anymore. But then for like 3 chapters, he has this diatribe against women. It's like, what is going on here?
I'm just telling you, I think a lot of this issue's been messed with. Now, what's real, I couldn't tell you, but to be that contradictory, it just shows me the same type of thing they did with the Old Testament and the weaving of stories or filling in of gaps.
100%.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be so glad when we get to the place where we do realize most of this stuff is just patchwork of a lot of people throwing in whatever they wanted to throw in. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh goodness. True enough. Well, here's some of my questions. But Paul isn't an incel. Let me check this other one. But Paul doesn't hate women.
Listen. How many dudes that are politicians rage on about homosexuals, and then we find out, they're or something, or have a secret lover, right?
They're getting boinked.
Yes.
Right. But Paul, we just think he's an outstanding guy. What he's saying is we should take for truth, please.
Well, there are a lot of gay men in this world who really do. They bond with women. They click. There are some that resent. He just seems like, he's not one of those gay men that clicked with women. He's one of those that his mom spanked him too hard or some business. Wes, I don't have that commercial loaded up in my commercial things, but Wes created a foreskins commercial, sort of like what I do for the show. He sent it to me. I'm like, man, that's cool. I really encourage him to put it on his shows and do those things for his shows. And also for other people, I'm going to start allowing them to use my commercials on their live streams and stuff like that. But I noticed he was waiting. I didn't want him to wait any longer. He's like, I'm waiting for you to play that. I'm like, I ain't gonna play it. I ain't got it on there. So, but thank you very much for that. Again, it's cute. It's great that people are doing that out there. Maria Arakat, thank you. I don't recognize the game. And then, most of the gay men I know and knew are believers, says Maria.
Yeah.
I think that may be possibly due to their upbringing, where they were raised, the influence. Most of us, especially in where we are raised religious, and just being gay doesn't mean you don't believe in God anymore. Those two aren't necessarily, it does seem like the people who believe in God are often attacking those who are gay. Go, you were gonna say,
And
Darante?
they like to paint them. Yeah, I said they like to paint the ones who are gay as if they're non-believers. So they'll be like, yeah, it's the non-believers that are ruining the world. That's why there's so many gay people. It's like, well, the majority of gay people are believers. They're with you.
Not to vilify gay people, though, right? We're not vilifying gay
not
people.
at all.
We're just calling
Not
them
at all.
backstabbers, right? I mean,
Just the truth.
so there's just that. I mean, because despite their protestations, it doesn't really get brought up a lot that I know of. Hey man, that Catholic priest did things to children. Okay, fine.
Yep.
Rarely often do you hear them go, hey, that Catholic priest did homosexual gay things. He's a gay person. Because look, he did those to little boys. They don't ever point that out, because that seems worse to point out that the things that he did were gay than that the fact that it was with children. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Okay.
You're making sense.
Making dollars.
Maria says, I actually had a crisis about my sexuality when I was a believer. That's it. I bet that can be very tough. Matter of fact,
sexually repressive environments are dangerous.
Yes. That's what the apostate sisters have a thing about coming out sexually and embracing your sexuality after coming out. So if you're not subscribed to them, you should subscribe to the apostate sisters.
Oh, yes.
Do that.
They've got a great
Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Yes. Jeanette's boxing channel says, so men had to shave their heads. That's what I thought was interesting. No, men, how'd that go, Darante? Do men have to shave their heads?
They're just not supposed to cover their heads.
Oh, they're not supposed to cover their heads.
Because they're the image of, like, for whatever reason, when they cover their head, they're blocking the image and the glory of God. And Paul is like, why would you do that? Don't you cover the image and the glory of God, so you keep your head uncovered. But women, their hair is their shame. So keep that shit on lock. Keep that bonnet on.
It sounds like a bastardization of sun god worship, doesn't it?
I can kind of hear some of that in there. Yes.
Because the sun god is shining down upon you, and by covering your head, the sun can't see you.
Can't get
anymore.
the dome. Yeah.
And then by covering women's heads, you're controlling whether they get to engage with the sun god or not by covering their heads.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I hate when I'm
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
I don't know shit. I think, what's his name? Justin, or any of those smart people, Jason from Dragons in Genesis would be all, no, you're very wrong. But that's okay. I'm not paid to be right. I'm paid to be funny, people.
Conversations. Christians do it all the time. Sheesh.
Well, it's speculation. It's interesting to toss these ideas around and see,
For sure.
Burns 313 is here.
If you don't start questioning things and trying to test, you'll just kind of stay, I don't know, very sedentary, wouldn't you? You wouldn't grow.
Yes. That's true. You mean locked in tradition?
I mean, really, honestly, think of scholarship. Before they wouldn't hear some of the things that we're hearing today, God having a wife, a mother, or brothers and sisters, that was out of the question, and now they've had to swallow that. But they adjust and they explain how it happened or why, or just
right.
But anyhow,
or how you're wrong about it,
or that, or
you don't know the context.
No,
there is a right, Ryan. There's a lot of.
Didn't happen.
That's right. Stop! I can't hear you. I'm not listening anymore.
But that's because there's been so much pseudoscience and pseudo intelligence that people really don't know when they're being unintelligent. And so when you're
I'm one of those.
When you're talking to them, they really think they're saying something that's how indoctrination works. I don't know if y'all ever seen Game of Thrones, but they're all talking about how the world is coming, and the people just keep saying it is known. It is known. That's how indoctrination works. You don't feel like you have to know it. You don't feel like you have to learn it. I'll give it an example from the chat. Christians think they know something because they read it in a commentary. So if I read it in a commentary, this commentary says this is true, this must be true. Now, what that demonstrates is we have completely disconnected people from how to learn. Christians literally believe that the way you learn something is you read it in a book. They have been completely disconnected from the scientific method. They don't understand anything about experimentation. They don't understand anything about testing their hypothesis to see if it's true or not. They don't understand anything about control or variable group. And so when you're talking, it's literally like talking to 3-year-olds, except the difference is they don't know they 3. They big boy, I can drive. I got keys too. I got keys too. Vroom. And it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, it's so disappointed. But that's how we get where we are now. Like, people are highly uneducated and don't know it. Like, I realized that when I went through college, I had college professors who were stupider than bricks. And I'm like, how the fuck did you get a PhD? That's right. This country has been in crisis for a very, very, very long time.
Oh, it's going to get worse
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yes.
I fear it's only getting worse. Yeah.
Especially if
yes.
charter schools start popping up, because online is just like the first little dipping our toe in the water.
You know, I have not seen The Handmaid's Tale or read the books, but it certainly feels a lot like that's sort of on the horizon, that situation, that shift.
Well, I saw it.
And part of the reason is that Donald Trump and the conservative right are essentially giving the keys to the nation to the Christian right and the Christians in power. And when do they stop? At what point, once they get power, do they stop and give it back?
Oh, that's
no, that's not what power does.
Yeah.
That's right. That's not exactly what yes. I just don't see it being good.
Power is
for
pie.
us.
Freedom is not pie, but power is pie. And they want it all.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They want it all.
I never wanted to be a martyr.
Oof.
Oh, no.
You know?
God damn. It looked like it.
Right. But at least I know that when they do burn a cross on my yard, it'll be called a cross lighting. So
it'll be nicer. It's to keep you warm.
Yes, it'll be. Good morning. Thank you, Metal
They
Power.
burn one in my yard, they'll be getting lit up too.
There you
Please
go.
do,
There you go.
Darante. And make sure you live stream that
Yes.
That's it.
I'm sure
Wanted to
you
thank
will.
you all and chat. Yes. Punk Metal Towel says $5 for $5. Thank you, Punk Metal Towel. Says, wanted to thank you all in chat. Been pissed since yesterday because of how my district manager treated me, but you all remind me decent people exist. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, man.
Some of them are in the chat. I think if you find those decent people, let us know and we will handle them.
So we can kick them out of here.
That's right. Mods,
No
how are you
decency allowed over here.
That's right. Well, thank you for that, Punk Metal Town, man. I tell you, there have been a few times I've thought about altering the nature of the show just due to the climate and the environment of the world. And it's things like that that make me say, no, this needs to stay the way it is. If I got to find a way to pivot about the craziness, what's going on in the politics and all that, I'll just have to find another way. The Daily Atheist Morning Show has to stay cool so people can come in here and chill. Dow, pronounced Dow. I'm sure I have a Texas accent. I can't help myself.
Dow.
That's my defense. Thank you, though. Let me see here. Let me do it. I can do it. Punk Metal Dow. I get it. Okay, I can do that. I can adjust.
Dow. It's actually easier to say.
Metal Dow.
Punk Metal Dow. That's cool. Thank you very much for the super chat and the sentiment.
Got a ring to it. Punk Metal Dow.
Let me see here. Ronnie Anderson. I don't recognize you. What are you doing here, Ronnie?
Who's Ronnie?
Ronnie.
Have you washed your hands since the last time you went to the bathroom, Ronnie?
Oh, no.
I'm just saying, these are the questions. Like, oh, how did you know? It's the smell. That's how we know. Ronnie, it's nice to have you here with us. Let's see what Ronnie has to say. Sure. And the reason for, he's talking to Worshiper of Life. You enjoy conversating with the Worshiper of Life. That's you ever have those, like as a kid, the little ball on a pong thing and you pat, 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 pat. It's like that. No matter what you say, just keeps coming back. Pat, 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 pat.
Worshiper asks some good questions sometimes, but then does not hear the answer. Doesn't listen.
Yeah, it's not a conversation.
It's not a conversation.
It's Like even like because I'll try to watch the chat even though I shouldn't because it pisses me off sometimes.
I know it hurts your brain. I can see it.
I want to believe that these people are operating in good faith. But every time someone calls out their bullshit, they never acknowledge it. Every time someone shows them, points out to why something they said is inaccurate, instead of them actually saying, oh, okay, I didn't actually know that. Let's look at that. They're gonna say, oh, let's just move on to the next one. No, bro, you was wrong about the first one. You don't get another try. You actually got to get this right. Like, dang.
They're trying the scientific method, Darante. They're just
yep.
all the wrong.
And my concern is I'm hoping that there's nobody out there who's actually dealing with religious trauma, and these people are in here constantly preaching and proselytizing, trying to do the Great Commission. And I'm like, hey man, this is supposed to be a safe place for people trying to get away from that bullshit. If you're here to watch, then be here, be in the conversation, but please stop trying to preach, because from my perspective, that shit is harmful and it's poisonous, and you're not going to get any respect from me by doing that shit.
Right. And, I appreciate that you said that. Our moderators were on him yesterday going, listen, man, you need to stop with the preaching, debate, argue, prove points. But once you start preaching, this is not what we're here for that part. Yeah. Ben Nine Lives, good morning.
No
problem. Pavel D even snuck in. Austin Sims, I saw you earlier. Read From Dictatorship to Democracy by Gene Sharp, Countless Methods and Techniques for Targeting and Reducing the Support that Upholds Dictatorship. Unfortunately, in our particular case, dictatorship has unlimited funds. They no longer have to, they can just buy you nowadays.
Right? Everything.
Anyway. Everything is apparently for sale. I'm just like, why am I not high enough on the list? Yeah, they need to be throwing me some
Everything is awesome.
Why don't you want to buy me?
Right. Well, we're just not big enough yet.
Not bigly enough.
Adrian, you think you're not preaching, but you're literally trying to convince somebody that Jesus fulfilled prophecy, bruh. That's preaching.
And see, I have to say though, and I'm not defending Adrian, but however, in this case, I just want to mention that you have individual come in, try to prove point A, then either you or people in the chat go, dude, that's wrong, and they expose his wrongness, and other people who are here converting, deconstructing, like Jeanette's, they're going, oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. I didn't even think about that until that jackass pointed it out. I mean, that individual pointed it out. So there's a dynamic to this.
There is a dynamic.
I can see why you wouldn't want them.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening though. I know a lot of people think that happens. I just don't see that happening. What I see happening more are people who are trying to get away, getting overly traumatized, and that's where my concern is.
That takes precedent as well too, probably.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And that's why this isn't the first hat this individual showed up in the chat with, and we've actually blocked this individual before, right? Mm-hmm. For cause.
I see through your head.
And I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would ask you to stop with the preaching. I'm not talking about Adrian. Well, because to be honest and fair, sorry, Adrian. I don't even see. There's so much going by in the chat. I don't see. Yes, Nomad. Anybody going to boot him for that one? Boot him for what? And there's.
I didn't see what he said. Sorry, y'all.
I didn't see what he said either.
I don't know if I want to know.
It's
Oh no, not good.
I don't know yet. I haven't found it. Somebody may have blocked it out.
Semantic components only.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he may have gotten.
I am sorry, Miss.
They might have already got him. What happened? I missed it too.
What's that, Ryan?
I just read the comment. I'm just like, why would what was? I don't know why you'd say that to somebody. That's inappropriate.
Oh,
I don't even. Yikes! I don't even want to. I don't know what it was. I'm almost afraid that I don't want to know.
No, well, it looks like somebody already took care of that for us. Because I was going to remove him permanently from the channel, but somebody took care of that. No timeout for him. Thank you for that.
No timeout for him.
We'll see a new face here shortly. Some weird jackoff has subscribed. What was the first one? Worshiper of Life. This time it was, this was Worshiper of Life, and before it was his messenger. So it'll be some kind of overglorious, self-glorious kind of Right. Yeah, we'll see.
Man.
But thank you for that, Darante, because that just encouraged it, escalated it. You know, we've gotten to the point in the chat. You know, in the beginning when the show was small and we didn't have anybody we were watching, our chat was lit because there were these people like Pastor Dean in here stirring up trouble. But like you said, we get to a point to where it really gets to be a safe. It's not an echo chamber, but don't freaking preach. Don't preach and don't do certain things. Don't spew certain hates. You know, don't go after trans people and start saying ugly things. I remember like one time they come in there and they said something like, man, this show is great. You're not like that other show, Jimmy Snow. I don't agree with his lifestyle. Get the fuck out of here with that. You said all that just to say something ugly about somebody else.
Like to throw somebody else under the bus.
That's right. I've had them do that.
Yeah, it's
Come
so
in here and
weird.
start talking about Matt Dillahunty. You know, I'm the only one that gets to talk shit about Matt Dillahunty on my show.
It's not a compliment to me if you've got to dig at somebody else.
Not.
Like that to me is not like because
nobody else needs to be the villain for me to be the hero. Yeah,
exactly. You can all win. You can all win.
Yes.
You don't have to like that person, but
but damn, don't come in here and shat on. But you know, those kind of phrases, when they come in and they say something, as soon as they say, I'm like, oh man, what the hell going on? What are you going to do? First time I see their name, I'm like, okay, what kind of crazy are we going to get here? Okay, guys, I'm going to, did we already run the pup? Or did I just threaten to run the pup? I think I ran the pup.
Yeah.
I think I did. Because we're going to take just a little bit of a break. And then whenever we come back, because we did that, let's do the Pharaoh sombrero or the Pharaoh song, because everybody. If you're new to the show,
everybody loves that.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down there. And we also have, I just want to say this because I keep forgetting to say it. We do the Theocracy Watch, where Ryan informs us about news across the country where they're imposing their theocratic nonsense on us. If you know of something like that's happening, you can send that to news@thedamnshow.com and I'll forward that on to Ryan. Okay, so just wanted to say that. Let's do the Pharaoh's Curse.
Burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
And we are back. That is a hot granny, am I right? Granny goodness. Goodness granny.
Hot
That's some tasty
granny.
stuff.
Granny
right there.
goodness.
You know.
Granny Goodness. Isn't that a character? For real?
Should be. Granny goodness.
It should be.
Granny Goodness.
Should be.
DC. I think she's a DC character.
Like a super villain. That's awesome.
Yeah, she works for Darkseid, doesn't she? I think she works for Darkseid.
That's so funny.
Oh, and she makes oatmeal raisin cookies that look like chocolate chip.
And then you bite it and it's chewy, and you're like,
Right. And she serves it with buttermilk instead of eggnog.
Oh man.
Good morning, Philosophish says, I gave my wife a glue stick instead of my lipstick by mistake. She still isn't talking to you. Well, that's a cheap.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey. Yeah, I rolled down the thing. I got all the burritos. Sorry, I had that thing. Yeah. Thank you for that, folks. Terry Taylor, good morning. Thank you for joining us. YouTubers Grudge, Granny Be Plagued. That's right. I know she's a hot granny though. Trina says, I love those songs. We need more. I have a full Chris playlist. You know, Trina, I'm now that things are getting settled in, I've got some things. I've got goals. I need to get my website up, my newsletter. I'm going to create a newsletter that's going to go out and develop people. These things are also, and I also got to get my web store up over at fatherflanagans.com.
yeah.
Because I have fatherflanagans.com.
You're wasting time.
Chris,
You're playing with our
Do you remember back in the day they used to have those commercials like hits from the oldies? Like, and it'd be, you know, now is the time of your life. And then it go to the next song, and then it go to the next song. You need to do hits from the Old Testaments. You need to do hits.
There you go. That's a great
so
idea.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know, for those of you out there who actually do enjoy the Pharaoh Sombrero song, you can purchase it for like $2 on
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
And wherever you purchase music at, yeah, you can go purchase it.
For less than the price of a burrito, man.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I'm listening to it. It's good for the cool. I have to say, anytime I go over to the place where to see if there's been any money happen for the song, there's never any reports. There's never like, but even I know I myself purchased the song. So I know there's something that's going to be coming through it eventually. I think it's like every quarter though, and it hasn't been up there very long, but that's, you know, so that's cool. I think you're right. Anyway, I'd quote the Quran, but my singing voice is rusty.
Oh,
there you go. I'll pay you not to. Crystal Gale. Oh yeah, Crystal Gale. She had the really long hair. Goodness gracious. She was a hottie. And there was another lady back then, kind of like her, didn't quite have as long hair, country singer.
Man.
Let's see. I tend to be overly defensive. I see. You know, sometimes we get into the chat and people, you know, there's a little mud wrestling going on in the chat. You know, we try to ask the cool kids to play nice and the jerks to go the fuck away. Miss Non Sequitur says, I have a confession to make, my dear heathen friends. I hope.
Awesome.
Once you know the truth about me, you'll not loathe me too much. I confess, oatmeal raisin cookies are my favorite. Oh my God. How did she get in here? Oh,
you're muted.
Dang.
You're muted, Ryan.
Stab me in the heart.
I do actually like oatmeal cookies, but I don't like it when I feel like I thought it was a chocolate chip and it is actually a raisin.
That's kind of
Oh yeah.
That's true.
That's a bad way to get into them.
Yeah.
Right. If you know it's oatmeal cinnamon, if your mouth knows, then yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But your mouth goes like, oh.
What is this?
Yeah.
Why is there a crinkled raisin ball in my mouth?
Have you ever taken a sip of water and it's actually something else, and you know you're thinking it's water, and then you're like, oh,
Yes.
soda, it's fine, but you're like, oh God, I thought it was water. You know, just
Well, it's like pouring eggnog in your cereal. You know, it's not a great day.
Yes.
Or it's a really good day. You know,
just depends on your. Yeah, I was going through my mind. Yeah, it could be. Just go either way with that one. Oatmeal cookies. Oh yeah, oatmeal cookies are good. That's right. As long as you know your brain is into them. That's what. But again, if you're reaching down for a chocolate chip cookie and you bring a chocolate chip cookie up to your mouth and your mouth engages with an oatmeal raisin cookie, that's like hitting a wall.
Man.
In my brain. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's delicious, but it's just wrong kind of delicious.
It's like, why is there a crinkly testicle in my mouth? What just happened here? That's not
How
what
did
was
that
supposed
happen?
to be this experience. Yeah,
That's right. Raisin bran cookies. Yes.
Is that a thing? I love raisin
bran.
bran. So
Same.
Raisin bran's good
if that
stuff.
is a thing, I'd go for some raisin bran cookies. Oh man,
We actually call
I put
it
peanut
poop
butter
fry.
in my raisin bran crunch, and it is so good.
Oh,
Yes.
Raisin bran crunch. I see. That's not the same.
Yes.
We do we call it poop fries, just regular old raisin bran. Big bowl of that once a day.
Yes.
You be flowing, you know, I mean.
Oh man,
Trying to keep you going
that's
good.
fiber all day, man.
Yeah. I mean, you don't think about that when you're young. When you get older and you're like, why haven't I shat in 4 months? Well,
Raisin bran, wasn't there some commercial where you have to eat like 10 bowls of raisin bran? I don't know. I just remember some commercial of like stacking up bowls compared to
yes,
one bowl of something, or maybe it
something else. Yes.
oh yeah.
I do remember that commercial. I just don't remember the.
Here you go. How about
yeah.
this? Raisin bran is good, but if you want the same nice and you can get in total 100, you need to eat 10 bowls of raisin bran. Yeah, it was some kind of vitamin or something. Yeah, some sort of.
Total even still around?
I don't know.
I hope not.
You know what I used to really enjoy? Grape nut.
I used to love
No, I forgot about that.
Go on them damn grape nuts, though. I'm telling you.
And I was like, I didn't even know grapes had nuts. Who'd have thought?
Wait, actually, what are they? They're just
I don't know.
nuts?
It's like I want to say they're crunchy. I think it's like if you took stale bread and ground it. It's something like that, like
but it's
some sort of
harder than still. I mean,
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of that. I mean, that's what I'm saying is whatever they made it out of. You know, it's that kind of texture. You're right. It is hard. AF. Yeah, I miss it.
Gotta let it soak for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's right. Well, Trina says, I'm sure that's how I broke all my teeth. Grape nuts. And my ex-husband.
Man, dang.
It does kind of smell like cat food. I'm not gonna lie.
The resemblance does smell like cat food, yeah. Well, the resemblance does smell it, yeah. They do smell it. Microwave grape nuts for less than a minute and add maple syrup. Oh, that sounds tasty.
Now see where we do.
Yeah. You know, maple syrup goes a long way.
I mean, maple syrup goes with. I mean,
it really does. I could eat like a roof shingle with maple syrup on it.
Philosophish, that wins for me. That wins for me. Baldwin is a cool name. It's the opposite of hair loss. I've never thought that in my
never. Wow.
That's a winner.
Mind
That's a winner.
blown. Right here on the show today. Wow. Well, you're living up to your name today, Philosophish.
Oh man,
Baldwin.
Oh,
that's so funny.
Oh.
That was. I wasn't ready. I was like, man.
Guitar Dog says Trix looks like rabbit poop, and they even have a rabbit for their mascot.
Trix, though.
They do. You know the ones. Oh, the ones I really enjoy. I could sit down and I can make myself eating those bastards right now. They're the those pops.
Infidel.
Do you remember
Corn
the pops? The corn pops. Yeah, they just come in the little metal bag.
I loved corn pops. Oh,
even
man.
without milk, you could just stick your hand down in there and just grab them. When your hand's all sticky from the cold.
Man.
Yeah, because I was a poor kid.
You know, I used to get the Frosted Flakes, right? And just still put like a buttload of sugar in them.
Oh my God.
But then I got healthier. And I started eating the Special K. And then I drowned them in Cool Whip. I'd eat the Special K and ground them in Cool Whip. And instead of calling them Frosted Flakes, they were snowflakes. Incredible. Tasted amazing. And you drizzle some honey on them too.
Because Cool Whip.
Oh my goodness.
It's not much to it, is there?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some.
And you're not the hell with my life expectancy.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. If you saw some of the things I used to eat. Oh.
Honeycomb cereal. Yeah, honeycomb was the good stuff.
Honeycombs. Yes.
Yeah, it was a good flavor, but man, after two, because you always had to eat 2 bowls. I'm 6'3", right? So I'm not a tiny man. I don't eat like one bowl of anything. But I mean, after 2 bowls of that, the roof of your mouth is all bloody.
You could cut the roof of your mouth a bit on that cereal. See, I just use big bowls. I'm not gonna get upset. Come on,
right.
Just get a deep.
Yes, that's true. It's true enough. So as a matter of volume, by the time you're done feeding, your mouth is all bloody and shit. Yeah.
Yes.
Feeding time.
Oh, that happened to me at a Waffle House when they were selling the pecan waffles, and I tore that thing up so fast, and by the end, the top of my grill was so it was. I thought I was like, I'm never gonna be the same. Thankfully, the mouth heals quick, but it was very uncomfortable. Wow. It's like, is that flesh hanging down? What is that?
That's what happens. When you're just like a scavenger. I mean,
yes.
Why?
Yes, exactly.
I scarf food like I've never eaten. Like fucking put the fork down for a second.
I was sitting down one day because y'all know I used to be 580 pounds, and I was sitting down one day watching my friend eat, and we were both sitting down eating fries, and I realized I'm like, I eat fries by the handful. He's just eating them one at a time.
Right.
What is wrong with me? Is that how regular people eat fries?
Yeah.
Like it was a crisis moment for me because I was like, I'm literally, and he's just over there, and he's not even eating the whole fry. He's biting the one fry.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! See now, come on! Wow.
And I'm like it was hilarious, man.
Well, if it's a race, you're gonna win. Right? Because he's gonna get like 2 fries and you're gonna be done.
No contest.
Oh, that's what I should have said when people ask me, how did you get this big? I should have said, I won the race.
You won. You beat anorexia. I'm going to try this. Kayan Young, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Says Cookie Crisp. Anyone? I love me some Cookie Crisp. Same thing.
Oh,
it's going to tear off your mouth
crisp.
off.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, yes. That's good shit. Cookie Crisp. That's good.
I
Now,
love chocolate and blueberry.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Now the evil one is allergic to nuts, so the peanuts thing would be like a death sentence to her. The pecans.
Oh man.
Oh no, any nut.
Dang.
Yeah, except almonds, of course. I guess it's different with the almonds, which to me they taste as much like a nut. If you're a nut lover or somebody who's never had a nut because of the allergy, just eat an almond. You'll get the same pretty much experience.
She carried like an EpiPen, then I guess.
No,
What?
she's just really careful. Yeah,
I mean,
we have one
the
somewhere.
VA, they have them, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, she's
okay. Because I'm like,
But I mean, peanuts are like okay. It's not something I go out. Pecans. Oh, I love little pecan pies and little bastards.
I
You
love
get
pecans, yes.
But you can't have them. See, so I'm like, you want part of my pecan pie? She's like, no, I don't. I'm like, okay, fine, and I eat it guilt free.
I tried.
You tried, yeah. I offered. Joe Cool says, "Who likes guns?" I kind of like guns. What do you mean liking guns? I like guns. I think they should be well regulated.
I'm indifferent.
I'm all for regulation.
I'm all for regulation.
I like indifferent.
Yeah.
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 I'm for everything that was said. I can agree with that.
I just feel like of late, my passion suddenly for the Second Amendment, I'm just feeling it in my heart.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know why, but yeah, I guess I'm okay with him. To a degree, right? We're regulated, right? I'm not like the Christians who would trade a bunch of kids in a school for their guns. Who every time there's a school shooting, they run and hug their guns.
The other day, right?
What's that? Another one?
Wasn't there another one just the other day?
I believe so, at a college, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude. You'll have to be more specific.
No, you're right. I know, because there was others. I mean, there's so many this year already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens so
I
often.
wonder how many there's been. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah. Well-regulated militia. Thank you, Guardian, our guitar dog. Well-regulated militia.
Yes.
Notice. And then for those who don't know, the Second Amendment was actually put in place to help slave owners manage and maintain their slaves, their runaway slaves. It was more about that than it was about overthrowing the government. You should go learn about that. But sadly, the people who are about it, using it to overthrow the government, are also about it they have no problem that it was created to control slaves.
Yep.
Same group of people, really, generally. Not always, but usually. Well, yeah. All right. So
I love water guns.
Water guns are hilarious. Just put a little vodka in there every now and then.
Ooh.
And nobody can.
Okay. Now we need to do that party. We need to do that party. We need to do a party where we're having vodka gun fights. I would be so down for that. And wet t-shirt contests, you know. Vodka gun fights and wet t-shirts.
You have not
lived to
seen me in a wet t-shirt.
Just you wait.
That's right.
It'll be white underwear.
Well, I guess for you
guys.
Yeah, I was just about to say it should be wet underwear for us.
Yeah.
There you go. It'd be the what are they called? Wet whitey tidies.
Yeah. There you go.
As soon as I got married, whitey tidies. The whitey tidy brown stripy wrappies.
Oh man.
Right.
Fun. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read our super chats. You know, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. I hope you guys have lots of sinning planned for the weekend. I want to say hi and thank you to all the new people who have shown up, and thank you to our moderators. I don't say enough thank yous to the moderators.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
Thank you for that. And, you know, if you happen to notice his messenger again, feel free. Don't even, you don't have to wait. He's just a douchebag.
Yep.
And not the good kind. I mean, there's good kinds. Let's see here. Oh, Punk Metal Thou said, want to thank you all in chat. Been pissed since yesterday because of how my district manager treated me, but you all remind me how decent people exist. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you. Thank you for this $5 super chat. And why because Weed Bro became a bronze level channel supporter. Thank you for becoming. If you're not a channel supporter, become a channel supporter. We're cheap. It's $1 a month for the channel supporter level. I'm going to probably run our something here and then let you guys go do that voodoo that you do so well. And I will see you two for tomorrow for Friday.
Right. Have a great one.
Have a great one. We'll see y'all later.
Thursday. Look at that.
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. Time is fun when you're having flies, D.
Yes.
All right, let's see here, you guys. I'm going to run Wild Bill. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, you know, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay, carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink,